Hi, and welcome to Dad's Gaming DK. My name is Klaus, and in today's video we are gonna take a closer look at two of the Investigator starter packs for Arkham Horror, the living card game. The Investigator packs we're gonna take a look at today is Jacqueline and Winifred. But before we go over to the table and actually open up these packs to see what cards we have and how they play, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It is highly appreciated. So here we are at the table with two starter packs, and we can see that it is Investigator starter decks. It is for Jacqueline Fine, which is of the Mystic type, and Winifred Habbamock, which is of the Rogue type. And if we look at the back here, we can see that it says it's a ready-to-play Rogue starter deck along with 26 upgrades for campaign cards. Winifred Habbamock, the Aviatrix, throw caution in the wind and commit cards recklessly to skill tests without fear. These cards can also be used to open and customize existing decks. And then you can scan the code to see exactly what cards is in the pack. And for Jacqueline, it says here a ready-to-play Mystic starter deck along with 26 upgrades and campaign cards. Jacqueline Fine, the Psychic, use your foresight to predict and manipulate the odds for you and your teammates. And these cards can also be used to customize existing decks and another QR code. But let's get these open and see what we have, starting with Winifred Habbamock. So the front here is a small booklet inside. And it contains the starting deck if you need to reconstruct it at any time, as well as an introduction to the starter deck. So if I can just fold it out here, let's get rid of this. We can see there is a small portrait of Winifred. There's a description of starter deck, and there's a how to use the expansion. Here we have the starter deck that comes in the pack. And on the back of this, we have a recommendation on what to upgrade Winifred with as you gain experience. And then, of course, the expansion symbol as well. So we can see here that Winnie is a versatile rogue and a risk taker who excels at going all in on important skill tests. It contains many cards that grant secondary effects to avoid mishap. And it says here, with a decent combat intellect values, Winnie can both fight and investigate fairly well. She also has many cards that allows her to take advantage of her exceptional agility, such as lockpicks, cheap shots, slip away, and pilfer. Winnie has a low willpower, and which is the most trying burden. If you start taking lots of damage and horror, use your leather jacket to soak the damage. Lonnie and Lonnie Ritter to soak the horror, and use Lonnie's ability to heal both. But let's take a look at the actual cards. So here we have the character mini card that you use to track your position on the board, as well as whether or not you have taken your turn. And here we have the actual character card. We can see here Winifred Habbamock. Only one in willpower, but 3 in knowledge, 3 in strength, and 5 agility. She is a criminal with the special effect: if 2 different non-weakness cards you control are committed to this skill test, draw 1 card. Limit once per test. And special effect: when you draw the star from the back of tokens. +1 after this test ends for every 2 points you succeed by. Return a card you committed to a test to your hand, so she can actually be lucky to get her cards back. She has a deck size of 30. Deck building options is rogue cards from level 0 to 5, neutral cards to level 0 to 5, so pure rogue. And requirements is anything you can do better, arrogance, and 1 basic weakness. Then we have a small description. So for the cards, we have anything you can do better. So Winifred Habbamock deck only. This is one of her special cards. And it gives you 6 +6 to a skill check, no matter what kind of skill check it is. Can only commit to a skill test you are performing. That makes sense, you can't use it on your allies. We have arrogance, which is a special weakness. Flaw: you must commit arrogance to each eligible skill test you perform. The skills icon subtract from your skill value instead of adding it, so that's just -1. And the first time you succeed, you have to return it to your hand. That's really bad to find that card. Then we have Reckless, basic weakness, one of the new universal one, I think. Yeah. Commit into a skill test you are performing of any type that has no other cards committed to it. Other cards cannot be committed to the skill test. If the test fails, return this skill to your hand. Forced, if Reckless is in your hand at the end of your turn, reveal it and lose 2 resources. Then we have Lockpicks. It's an item, tool, illicit. Exhaust Lockpicks to investigate. Add your agility value to a skill value for this investigation. If you do not succeed by at least 2, discard Lockpicks. So it's an item you can keep using until you fail. We have the Mauser C96. It uses ammo and you get 5 ammo when you play it. Exhaust Mauser C96 and spend 1 ammo to fight. You get +1 strength and deal +1 damage for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, either Mauser C96 or gain 1 resource. We have a Switchblade. It is fast, and in fight, if you succeed by 2 or more, it deals 1 additional damage. We have a Lucky Cigarette Case. It's an item and charm. After you succeed at a skill test by 2 or more, exhaust Lucky Cigarette Case to draw a card. We have Lonnie Ritter. It is an asset and ally that gives you a passive +1 to strength. Exhaust Lonnie Ritter and spend 1 resource. Choose an item asset controlled by Investigator at your location and heal 1 damage from that asset and 1 horror from Lonnie Ritter. We have the Leather Jacket, which is an armor that protects 2 health. We have Street Rise, spend 2 resources to gain 2 knowledge, or spend 2 resources to get 2 additional agility for the skill test. We have Cheap Shot, it's a trick. In fight, add your agility value to your skill value for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, you automatically evade the attack enemy. Really nice card. Daring Maneuver, it's a gambit. It's fast, play when you would succeed a skill test, you gain +2 skill value. When you would succeed a skill value, you get +2 skill value for that test. So that's allowed to trigger some of the other cards that we saw, where you get special effects if you succeed by 2 or more. Slip Away, trick, evade, add your knowledge to a skill value for this evasion attempt. If you succeed by 2 or more and the evaded enemy is non-elite, it does not ready during your next upkeep phase. So really nice way to keep enemies where they are and ensure they can't attack anybody else. Pilfer, it's a trick. Investigate. This investigation uses agility instead of knowledge. If you succeed, discover 2 additional clues at your location. Also a really nice card. Sneak By, trick. Evade. When this action begins, gain 2 resources. Nimble, it's an innate. For each point the skill test succeed by after it resolves, you may immediately move to a connecting location to a maximum 3 times. Daredevil, Fortune Practice. After you commit Daredevil to a skill test, discard cards from top of your deck until discard a skill you commit to this test. Committed, shuffle each weakness that was discarded by this effect back into your deck. Opportunities, commit only to a skill test you're performing. If you succeed with 3 or more, return opportunities to your hand after a test instead of discarding it. It gives you +1 to any test. Liquid Courage, we already have seen this in other expansions, and I actually also think in the revised core edition. It has 4 uses. Spend 1 supply, choose Investigate your location to heal 1 horror. Then the Investigator test, what is this? This is not mind or psychic, it's, I think it's mentality, I can't remember. If the test succeeds, then draw 1 card. If the test fails, then heal 1 additional horror and discard 1 card at random from the hand. Another Mauser, this is just the upgraded one, which gives you +2 strength instead of +1. We have upgrade Daring Maneuver that now gets +3 skill value. We have upgraded Cheap Shot. That says you only need to succeed by 1 instead of 2. We have improved Slip Away. We have Manual Dexterity. Max 1 committed per skill test. It gives you +3 agility. If this test successful, draw 1 card and 2 cards instead if you succeed. So here, as a level 2, you don't have to succeed to get the effect, but if you succeed by 2 or more, you get additional effect. Upgrade Lucky Cigarette Case. After you skill test by 1 or more, exhaust Lucky Cigarette Case, search the top X card of your deck for a card, draw it and shuffle the remaining, so instead of just drawing a card, you actually get to choose. We have Sharpshooter, which is a talent when you use fight ability on a firearm asset, such as the Mauser. Exhaust Sharpshooter, choose 1 or both This attack uses agility instead of strength. All modifiers to your strength for this attack modify your agility instead. And use the attacked enemy's evade value for this attack instead of their fight value. We have upgraded Pilfer that now allows you to discover 2 additional clues. We have Backstab. We also have this in the core game. This attack uses agility instead of strength. Attack deals +2 damage if you succeed by 2 or more. Return Backstab to your hand at the end of the turn. Copycat. It's a gambit. After you commit Copycat to a skill test, search the discard pile for another investigator. Another investigator for a skill you can commit to this test and commit it. After this test ends, place that card on the bottom of the owner's deck. Then we have the Beretta M918. 4 ammo, exhaust Beretta, and spend 1 ammo. Fight, you get +4 strength and deal +1 damage with this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, either ready the Beretta or this attack deals additional +1 damage. If you succeed by 4 or more, you can do both. And then we have an ally in Chuck Burgos. When you play a tactic or trick event, exhaust Chuck Burgos and choose 2. The event gains fast. The event costs 2 of your resource to play, or you get +2 skill value while performing a skill test during the resolution of that event. A lot of really nice cards to add to your collection, and a pretty stable rogue deck compared to some of the other decks that we have in the game. And now let's take a look at Jacqueline Fine. Here we go. So first we have another booklet, then we have the cards. So again, we have an overview of Jacqueline, her starter deck, and an example of how to use expansion, as well as a short portrait. And it says here that she is an adaptable combo-heavy mystic who is proficient in manipulating and predicting the outcome of skill tests. Her deck contains a full suite of spells for investigation, combat, and evasion, and with a high willpower, that's what it's called, and low combat and agility, you may have to rely on these spells in order to excel. When played in a part of Investigator, it's best to stay close to a teammate so you can use your ability on Scrying Mirror to help them succeed at skill test. And a list of starting cards. We have a recommendation for upgrading, and then we have actually a FAQ for some of the cards. So that means this might be a more advanced deck than some of the other decks we are seeing. But let's take a look at the cards. Also, if you haven't already seen it, go check our video of the revised core game, where you can see what is actually in there. But it has been modified to now accommodate 4 players instead of the usual 2 that we had before. So we have the character card. Then we have the actual character here. So 5 willpower, 3 knowledge, 2 strength, and 2 agility. She's a clairvoyant. When an investigator at your location would reveal any number of chaos tokens, reveal 2 additional tokens. Of the revealed tokens, choose and cancel 2 non-tokens or 1 token, limit once per round. Star effect, +1 if this effect is cancelled or ignored, draw 1 card. And we have the deck building limitations, deck size 30, deck building options, mystic cards 0 to 5, neutral cards 0 to 5, so if you're mystic. Requirements, Arbiter of Fates, Dark Future, and 1 base, random basic weakness. So here we have the Arbiter of Fates. It is only for Jacqueline Fine decks, and it is a talent. When you use Jacqueline Fine's ability Exhaust Arbiter of Fates, this use of her ability does not count towards its limit. Then we have her weakness, Dark Future. Omen, End Times Revelation. Put Dark Future into play in your threat area. You cannot cancel or ignore any of the special symbols of Chaos tokens. And forced at the end of your turn, reveal 5 random tokens from the Chaos pack. If a star sum symbol is revealed, discard Dark Future. Okay, so this can be pretty hard to get away. Then we have Treachery, Nihilism, Basic Weakness, Madness, Revelation. Put Nihilism into play in the threat area. Forced after reveal, cancel or ignore a token. Take 1 damage and 1 horror. And use 2 actions, so full turn to discard Nihilism. Now we actually have 3 actions, not 2. Ritual Candles, it's an item. After you pull one of these Chaos tokens, during a test you are performing, you +1 skill value for that test. We have the Scrying Mirror, it's an item and charm. It has 4 uses. After a skill test at your location begins, exhaust scrying mirror and spend 1 secret. Perform the reveal chaos token step of the test now, before committing cards instead of after committing cards. So this allows you to find out if you actually need to commit skill test. Really, really powerful card. Azure Flame, 4 charges. It's a spell. Spend 1 charge to fight. This attack uses your willpower instead of strength and deal 1 damage. If a star is drawn, +1 on or 0 token, it's real during this attack, take 1 damage. Clairvoyance, 3 charges. Spend 1 charge to investigate. Investigate using willpower instead of knowledge. If you succeed, discover 1 additional clue at this location. If a star +1 or 0 token is revealed during the investigation, take 1 horror. So, kind of risky cards. So you can definitely speed things up by getting additional clues or ensure that you do the damage, but there's a high possibility that you will damage yourself as well. Ineffable Truth, 3 charges. It's a spell. Spend 1 charge to evade. This evasion attempt uses willpower instead of agility. If you succeed, deal 1 damage to the evaded enemy, and it has the same. You lose 1 resource instead of taking damage if you pull one of these chaos tokens. Familiar Spirit, it's an ally with 1 health. You have 1 additional arcane slot which can only be used to hold a spell asset. Crystal Pendulum, it's an item and charm. You get +1 willpower, and after a skill test at your location begins, exhaust Crystal Pendulum. Name a number. If this test succeeds by that number or fails by that number, draw 1 card. So can you guess what people draws? Ropes of Endless Night. When you play a spell card, exhaust Ropes of Endless Night and reduce the cost of that card by 1. Astral Traveler. It's a spell. Move to any reveal location and reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If you reveal a special token, you must discard an item or ally asset you control if you cannot take 1 damage. Again, risky cards. Hypnotic Gaze. Fast. Play when an enemy attacks Investigator at your location. Cancel the attack and then reveal a random token. If it's a special chaos token, deal the attacking enemy's damage to itself. Parallel Fates. It's an augury. Look at the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If it has a special symbol, shuffle those cards into the encounter deck. Otherwise, return them to the top of the encounter deck in any order. Voice of Ra. Gain 1 resource and reveal 3 random tokens from the chaos bag. For each special chaos token symbol, you gain additional 2 resources. Dark Prophecy. Fast. Play when you would reveal a chaos token. Reveal 5 chaos tokens instead of 1. Choose 1 of those tokens with one of the special symbols to resolve and ignore the rest. If no such token is revealed, choose any one of those tokens to resolve and ignore the rest. Defiance. Innate. Before revealing chaos tokens for the test, choose one of the following symbols. Ignore the effect of the chosen symbol during the test, including its modifier. Prescient. Practiced augury. Max 1 commitment per skill test. After you commit, proceed to a skill test, name even, odd, or simple. After this test ends, if a chaos token of the name type was revealed during this test, you may return a spell card from your discard to your. Now we're getting into the upgrade cards. Eldritch Inspiration. Fast. Play when you would resolve an effect on a mystic card that triggers when, if, or after a chaos token is revealed. Either cancel that effect or resolve it for one additional time. Grotesque Statue. 3 charges. If Grotesque Statues has no charges, discard it. When you would reveal a chaos token, spend 1 charge, reveal 2 chaos tokens instead of 1. Choose one of those tokens to resolve and ignore the other. So you can manipulate a lot of those risky cards with some of these upgrades. We have the upgrade Ropes of Endless Night, which reduce the cost of that card by 1 and does not provoke attacks of opportunity, so that's the improvement here. Upgrade Hypnotic Gaze, which now cancel the attack, deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to its damage or horror. Okay, so you get to choose what type of damage you will do. We have Guts. In it, develop max 1 commitment per skill test. It gets +3 willpower. If this test is successful, draw 1 card and 2 cards instead of it succeeds by 2 or more, just like we saw in the rogue deck. Upgrade Azure Flame, still 4 charges. Spend 1 to fight. You get +2 to a willpower and use willpower instead of strength. And you still take damage if you pull one of these. Clairvoyance is the same. It gets +2 willpower but has the same for evasion here. Arcane Studies uses 2 resources. Replenish these resources at the start of each round. Spend one resource from your resource pool or from your arcane studies, and you gain +1 willpower, +1 knowledge for this skill test, or you can commit it for 2/2. We have Recharge. It's a spell. Choose a spell or relic asset controlled by Investigator at your location and reveal a random chaos token. If you reveal a special chaos token symbol, add 1 charge to the chosen asset, otherwise add 4 charges to the chosen asset. Then we have the fully upgrade Azure Flame, that now gives you +3 and 2 additional damage for the attack. And fully upgrade Clairvoyance, which is +3. And you discover 2 additional clues. And we have the weight, which is +3 and deal 2 damage. So that was all the cards in the card pack. So there we have it. That was all the cards in the 2 Investigator starter decks, Winifred the Rogue and Jacqueline the Mystic. I think there's a lot of good cards here that is not only strong starter decks, but also a really good addition to any collection when you play Arkham Horror, the card game. If you have any questions, please write them in the comment section below, or go join our Discord where you can ask questions or just join the conversation in general. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.